Hey guys, Captain Paul here, and today I'm just kind of walking around the marina, just looking around and trying to identify like that boat right there. I know it's listed for sale. It's a blue water, and I know that in the right hands that boat could be worth some money, but it's really not worth any money. And a lot of these boats in here are suffering from severe neglect, like this one. This one hasn't moved since I've been here for 5 years, coming around here. A lot of these boats, this one right here, this trawler right here, it's just, I mean, would you take these out? Even this Hatteras right here, it's a 60-foot Hatteras right here, older boat. And then even over here, there's just about every one of these boats are just an absolute horrific shape as far as like taking them off, getting ready to do like America's Great Loop or something like that. And I want to answer the question of why and how that happens. So what happens is we all have a dream, and we all, want to take our boats, and we have these grand illusions of taking them somewhere, doing something grand like the Bahamas or the Caribbean islands, Panama Canal, the West Coast, whatever our dream is on this boat. It's big, and it drives us to buy the boat. The problem with it is a lot of these guys will have these dreams, and then they have the money to buy the boat, but they don't have the money once they buy the boat to put into the boat and the work that it needs. So even like this weekend, we're down here working on the $1 Million Bayliner, and Steve has put a lot of money into the $1 Million Bayliner, and he's getting it ready for America's Great Loop. But the amount of work it's taken to do that is astronomical. Now, he's got more of his own time in it than he probably does dollars, but still there's a lot of dollars. He just put a brand new phaser generator in it. That was just that build, just for the generator, was over $12,000. And then his engines, I know he put over $10,000 in the engines. And now we're doing the gel coat on it. So just a lot of different projects going on, and a lot of money spent to get this boat up and operational and running again. And it takes a lot of money and a lot of time. Some of these guys are good at engines, but they're not good at this or that, or and these boats need a little bit of everything. And so when you have like one of these big yachts that are taken care of by corporations and all these bigger yachts, let's just say like this big Hatteras right here, they're taken care of by companies, and these companies throw hundreds of thousands of dollars at them a year to keep them maintained and keep them running, updating the kitchens, updating the engine compartments, updating the engines when it needs to be done. No engine in the history of the world is going to last forever. And when you put it into a marine environment, it's even twice as hard on them. So if you've got a 40-year-old boat with original engines in it, especially a turbocharged engine, what you got is a big bill coming your way. And a lot of people can't afford to pay that bill, but they buy the boat not realizing what they're getting into. And then it gets overwhelming, and then it's not tens of thousands, it's hundreds of thousands of dollars spent. And the Hatteras that I'm taking across through the Panama Canal is no different. I mean, that thing had been sitting for for almost 20 years. And the engines were absolutely shot in it. There was no more. The engines couldn't do any more. So how much does it cost to rebuild a 671 Detroit? Well, I'll give you, if it's got good heads, it's $35,000 per engine. Just that alone is $70,000. And then with the heads, it's another $10,000. And our heads were all cracked on each engine, so that's another $20,000. So I'm just, it is what it is. The engine overhaul was probably close to $100,000 on this boat. Then we put new stabilizer systems, and all of these updates are needed. The boat needs to be updated, just like you would if you buy a house or something like that. So a lot of the problems with these old trawlers is just 40 years of neglect. Or if it's a 30-year-old, 30 years of neglect. If you want to really maintain one and keep them running properly, it takes a lot of money, it takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of effort, and a lot of that isn't done. It's all. So what you're doing when you buy one of these things is you're buying deferred maintenance is what you're buying. So, and you got to understand that. And once you understand that, then you can get involved with one. But it's who's doing the labor. You got to remember, we got a labor rate now for these boats of over $200 an hour. So, and these boats don't need hundreds of hours worth of work. A lot of them need thousands of hours worth of work. So just do the math. Also, while you're out here, I want to hear you guys' comments on how much do you think it's going to cost to take this boat through the Panama Canal. What do you think? Fuel, food, groceries. What do you think? I want to hear your comments down below. What do you guys think? And anybody out there working on their boats, anybody getting ready for America's Great Loop, I want to hear your comments. What's it taken to get your boat, and did it go on budget? Did you put a specific budget on it? And are you over budget or under budget? And I'll bet every single one of them are well over budget. And it was a lot more. It was probably 2 to maybe even 4 times more than what they were thinking. Anyway, peace out. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe, share it with your friends. And thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Thank you guys. Bye.